So what does it cost to live per month around the world? The state of the economy and healthcare are two of the biggest concerns of Americans today. Many baby boomers are wondering if they have enough to retire, let alone the retirement of their dreams. Finding a home is more than just a place, it's a discovery of a new way of life. I've spent the last 10 years traveling to over 120 countries, many of them multiple times. On Finding Home, I'll be taking you on a guided tour of some of my favorite unfamiliar places, the ones that offer the best bet for finding a new home. Hi, this is Mark, the professional tourist, and today I'm on the largest freshwater lake called Lake Chapala, the land of perpetual spring and home to thousands of Americans. So come with us today as we introduce you to some of them.
Yes, we're sitting here right on Lake Chapala, Mexico, in our perfect pocket of paradise, as we like to call it. We were in Canada, living in northern Alberta, where it was 30 and 40 below in the winter, and we just got fed up and decided that wasn't a civilized way to live.
As we approached retirement, we realized that this was really maybe not the area to retire, or it's very expensive, congested. And so we looked around a lot of places in the Bay Area, the adjacent areas in Oregon, Arizona. We said, this has got some possibilities. And we kind of reviewed our requirements, and one strong requirement was, Mark, that we needed to be somewhat near an airport. Our kids could come visit, or we could visit them. Well, we were only 30 minutes from the Guadalajara airport. Beginning to believe this was kind of a magic area. Maybe this is really where we belonged. So we did then build our own house. We love the high altitude, low latitude climate, which is warm during the year, with humidity though in the 30s and 40s, makes it very tolerable even in the hottest time of the year.
And we moved down here 15 years ago to this wonderful place just for the simple reason of retirement and being able to play golf every day. Over 10,000 Canadians and Americans live here. There is no need for us to speak the language, although it is a benefit. I am very limited in my Spanish speaking even after 15 years, but most of the Mexican people down here can speak English. And wherever you got to go, into our Walmarts and Costco's, we always can communicate very easily.
Actually, the shopping here is a lot better when we first came. Now there's very, very little we can't get. There's actually a store that specializes in bringing in imported goods. So if you want your Kraft peanut butter, you can have it. It costs more, and that does up your standard of living a little bit if you want to shop in the imported goods store. Otherwise, we have Soriano's, which is like a Mexican Walmart, and we actually have a Walmart here.
El segundo es bueno. Este es mozzarella. Así. 35. ¿Le damos uno? ¿Cuántos gramos son? Medio kilo.
Weekly farmers markets are available year-round with fresh meat, cheese, fruits, and vegetables sold by the local farmers at less than half, sometimes a quarter of what you would pay in a supermarket in America. The range of monthly living expenses, housing, utilities, broadband, cable, fuel, food, and part-time domestic help range from $1,000 on the modest side on up.
My name is Marion Wellman. I moved to Ajijic 7 years ago from Denver, and I've lived in this house for about 5 years. I enjoy living here very much. I have a business of my own that I operate here, and life is very good in Mexico. I think this is a wonderful community, and I think it's a great alternative for Americans. It's not going to be for everybody. There's a lot of people here that have traveled quite extensively around the world, and I've been to something like 45 countries myself. I think if you are acquainted with the rest of the world, you have a better feeling that you might be able to live in a foreign country. If you've never been out of the United States and you come down here and you're expecting it to be exactly the same, you may have problems. I came originally for financial reasons, but I think I really stayed for the lifestyle and the sense of community that's here. I find it's been easier to make friends and to have have support from the people that you know here, more so than in the United States. Outside of the coastal area, you can buy a home with a regular deed like you would in the States. One advantage of having it here is that they will put beneficiaries directly on the deed. So I have 2 sons, and they are the direct beneficiaries of this house. Well, my property taxes are about the equivalent of $100 per year total. I sing in 2 different choirs. I take piano lessons. I like to act in the local theater groups. I love to travel. And when you're not having to spend money on things like property taxes or heating and air conditioning bills, neither of which we really have, then you have the money to do more of those kind of things.
Yes, the healthcare here is actually excellent. You can have the national healthcare system, which is socialized medicine, and that's $200 to $300 a year for foreigners, and we're eligible to join it, depending on your age. And it's more basic coverage. You have to go to the IMSS hospital, but the doctors and the nurses are very, very good.
Came down here specifically to look at retirement migration abroad. I'm a cultural geographer, which is a little unique, look at a lot of demographic aspects of why people move, where they move, and particularly the idea with the growing amount of baby boomers that are coming down the pike, where these people are going to go when they have a choice as far as where to retire. What I've noticed over the last few years as increasingly more people coming here because of the kind of way of life here, the speed of life, the things that a lot of them, especially baby boomers, kind of say, this is the way things used to be in the United States before we got so fast and frantic. This is a place where family is still a very important priority. We've kind of found that over the years that there's really 3 factors that really predict people that can successfully move outside of their home country to a foreign place. And the first one is generally the kind of residential mobility, the amount of times you've had to move in your lifetime because of jobs. Particularly if you've lived overseas or worked overseas, because you've developed some cultural adaptation techniques so you can kind of adapt to different places. Secondly, education levels. More educated people, the more kind of intellectually curious they are, open to different cultures, they're going to find that also a good thing. The third one is really their travel history. People that go to Disney every year probably won't be the people that will find this the most entertaining, the best place to be. People that like kind of novel experiences and like to travel to new areas, you know, again, it's that kind of intellectual curiosity that draws them here. The interesting factor is that finances, income levels, really aren't a good predictor. We have very wealthy people here. We have people that live on very small budgets here.
I've got Vonage telephone, I've got United States telephone, I've got regular network TV, I've got high-speed internet. We've got everything that you have up north, considerably cheaper. A number of people have brought elderly parents down here. The weather is nice, and they can enjoy life down here, and it's much, much cheaper than nursing homes up north.
Mm-hmm. We don't have insurance down here. We pay out of pocket. We have a wonderful doctor who does house calls, and you know, a house call is, you know, 200 to 300 pesos, which is, you know, $15 to $20 for a guy who comes to your house.
I hope you've enjoyed meeting these folks who have found their new homes abroad. What most of them have in common here is a slower life and a great climate within a community of peers at a lower cost. They also know if they or their parents need medical care, it's available at a very reasonable cost. Next week, we'll take a look at another place that offers many features similar to what we just found here. Join us. I hope you've enjoyed the tour of Lake Chapala, the largest freshwater lake in Mexico. And until next week, I'll be seeing you in all the unfamiliar places.